I'm ready to claim my legacy as a firefighter.
Fire Country returns October 18th, part of CBS Premiere Week on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
High pressure gives us nice weather for tonight. Watch for that fog near the lake shore. Temperatures will be on the cool side. We'll have more details later tonight.
Good evening, I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, our own Sarah Blakely sits down with a political science professor from Michigan Tech to talk about what we might expect from the upcoming vice presidential debate next week. Plus, we speak with one of the candidates running for a seat on the Michigan Supreme Court, and the position of tribal legislative liaison is set to become a real position after the State House passes a bill earlier this week. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
Marquette for the rest of tonight looking pretty mostly clear skies overall, and watch for some areas of fog as lows drop into the lower 50s here. And as we head on towards Saturday, some fairly decent weather expected here. Lots of sunshine as we head on toward the start of the day, and temperatures, while not as warm as today, still looking pretty nice, low 70s as we close out the last weekend in September. Kevin, we'll have more coming up later in the show.
And Tuesday night on CBS, the nation will get its first chance to see vice presidential candidates J.D. Vance and Tim Walz debate on the national stage. WZMQ's Sarah Blakely spoke with a political expert from Michigan Tech University about what we can expect.
The first vice presidential debate is coming up on Tuesday. Of course, there's a lot of intrigue around this debate. Joining me tonight to talk about that from Michigan Tech is Dr. Christoph Stiefes. Dr. Stiefes, thanks for joining me tonight. Let's get right into the questions here. What topics do you think we could potentially hear discussed on Tuesday?
Hello, yeah, thanks for the invitation. So vice presidential debates are usually about foreign policy, so we definitely have to expect that there will be talk about the foreign policy issues, and quite frankly, there's a lot going on in the world right now. Israel, the ongoing war between Ukraine and Russia, but also the country's relationship with China. I believe we are at a crossroads here where the United States actually has to make a decision if it wants to be a partner or an opponent, an adversary of China. So all of this will be discussed. But I would be actually very surprised if immigration and inflation wouldn't be addressed by Mr. Vance. The reason is that former President Trump really did not use the opportunity to criticize Mrs. Harris' record as vice president. So I assume that Vance will use this opportunity to make up for it and talk a little bit more about immigration and inflation. On the other hand, Mr. Walz also needs to address some of the things that Ms. Harris forgot in her presidential debate. I think economic policies are important, also like the middle class. Mr. Walz is this typical, white worker, middle class person. So he needs to talk a little bit more about his ideas to revive the economy and especially how to help the middle class.
What do you think we'll see from Vance and Walz on Tuesday?
We definitely see some jabs. You see this on the campaign trail. Walz has made fun of Vance's book, and then Vance has questioned Walz's military record. Definitely there will be something, and I might be a little bit naive here, but I expect more civility actually, and a more focus on the issues. And I do this for several reasons. I think Nora O'Donnell and Margaret Brennan, the moderators of the VP debate, are very seasoned journalists, and I think that they will keep the debate somewhat under control.
Do you think that this debate is going to have much sway on voters one way or another?
I don't expect much sway, but some sway. Usually VP debates are not very popular. They're usually quite forgettable. And they rarely ever have a huge impact on the outcome of the presidential election. However, with just one presidential debate, and there will probably be no second one, more people will actually watch because they want to educate themselves. I expect that around 60 million people will probably watch this year's vice presidential debate. This is just a few less than during the Harris-Trump debate. Moreover, it's a tight race, right? And we likely won't see this other presidential debate. So this VP debate might actually matter, especially considering that some purple states are up in the North and Midwest, which are actually the home bases of both candidates. So they need to, really show that they are from there, that they are representing the interests of these purple swing states in the North and in the Midwest.
All right. Well, Dr. Stiefes, thank you so much for chatting with me today. I appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you.
That was only part of Sarah's interview, but you can watch her full discussion with Dr. Stiefes right now at WZMQ19.com. The vice presidential debate is next Tuesday, October 1st on WZMQ 19 at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. WZMQ's Washington, D.C. correspondents Rachel Knapp and Brendan Scanlon will be live there and will bring us reports from New York. Again, that's next Tuesday only on WZMQ 19 News. This November, 2 seats on the Michigan Supreme Court will be open for voters to appoint new justices. State Representative Andrew Fink is on the ballot. He's a former private practice attorney and judge advocate for the U.S. Marines. Fink says the court is in need of transformational leadership and hopes to lead by strictly following the text of the law. He says, first and foremost, he believes every person is entitled to the same due process protections.
I think people should just sort of understand that commitment to being there to support the people, to kind of work on behalf of my neighbors. That's really been my approach to my career the entire time, and this is just a new way to continue that service.
The rest of the interview with Fink is also available on our website and mobile news app. We will continue speaking with candidates as the election approaches. The Office of the Tribal Legislative Liaison is one step closer to becoming a reality. This week, the State House of Representatives voted to pass the bill, sending it over to the Senate for further consideration. Once signed by the governor, the legislation will allow the 12 Michigan tribes to appoint an official liaison. That person will work with 2 aides to provide training and reports to lawmakers and advise on policy.
And I actually had to learn the hard way about why we needed a tribal liaison after many tribal leaders felt very disappointed that I didn't consult with them as I was developing bills earlier this term. So I'm really glad that we'll have that resource going forward.
It's expected the governor will sign the bill once it makes it to her desk. Funding for the new office has already been approved in the next fiscal year budget. Northern Michigan University, along with Honor Credit Union, held a financial reality fair for area high school students today at the Northern Center. There they showed them how to budget their money. Our John Truitt was there and has this report.
For these students from Ishpeming and Gwinn, today was all about being an adult, financially speaking, that is. The event was an exercise in financial literacy and responsible spending. The students first had to choose a career where they were given a salary, factor in taxes, and then came the hard choices. They had to use that money to select housing options, transportation, food, clothing, and many more monthly expenses. In all, the students visited 12 stations, all vying for a place in their budget. The students were presented with some challenging decisions about their priorities and what they cost. Bella DeMaria of Honor Credit Union helped them create a realistic food plan.
We have a lot of kids coming back up to us saying that they ran out of money and they need to downgrade their food plan. So it's ramen for a lot of them.
For Ishpeming's Hayden Hyrie, it was time well spent.
It's scary, it really is, but I think this is really going to help me get prepared for it.
Honor Credit Union's Jamie Galochner says people often overlook things like their credit score.
So when they're going to a transportation table, they need to kind of choose what payment is best for them. And that's really going to involve that credit score.
Invariably, some students make poor choices and run out of cash. Well, they can always start over.
They have to go back to Honor Credit Union, go through the counseling, start again, and try to figure out how they can do it within budget.
If all this seems difficult, well, it is, because they only have 45 minutes to budget for an entire month. In Marquette, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
The students used a financial planning app on their cell phones to navigate the many steps involved in the exercise. Still to come on your 19 News at 11, Tom DeVecchio will have your first warning weather forecast. Plus, hockey players battle in a tournament in Marquette. We'll see how the friendly competition is raising money for those with cancer. And Mike Ludlam has all of your high school football highlights in your look at sports. We're back in 2 minutes.
Sophia Murphy reports at 6 and 11 on WZMQ 19 News.
PTSD isn't something that is just going to go away on its own.
Treatment works. It helps.
There's no shame in treatment.
Just do it. Your world will be so different afterwards.
It's a warrior sickness. It's not a coward sickness.
Never too late.
I guarantee you it'll help you.
It will change your life.
It turned my life around.
You can find peace.
I never thought I could feel this good.
Walk through those doors, take the step.
Go get help. It's the best and bravest thing you could ever do.
Treatment works.
John's Auto has been voted the #1 dealer to buy pre-owned vehicle for longer than I've been alive.
If you're looking for a vehicle,
Or if you're looking for someone to help with your current car,
or if you need to get yours looking like new again, come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
Washington liberals like Kamala Harris are hurting our economy. They promote radical policies that raise taxes and increase inflation, while families in northern Michigan and the UP struggle with higher gas and food costs. Send this Marine general back to Congress. I'll keep fighting to lower taxes, cut wasteful spending, and promote policies that reduce inflation. Together, we can grow our economy and put northern Michigan and the UP first. I'm Jack Bergman, and I approve this message.
It's Boots and Knives Month at Richardson Jewelers, downtown Marquette. With the purchase of an engagement ring, you'll get your choice of a Rapid River hunting knife or a certificate to go towards a pair of Red Wing boots.
Richardson Jewelers.
Reclining furniture's on sale now at Shunk's. Sofas, love seats, and sectionals. Shop Shunk's today.
Amy Doyle reports at 6 and 11 on WZMQ 19 News.
Is your parents' car sounding funny? Do you hear any clunks, rattles, squeaks, or leaks? Tell them to call John's Auto Service Department for fast, friendly, and affordable service. Come see us at John's Auto Sales and Service, Marquette.
Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Tom DeVecchio.
As you check out the forecast for this weekend, not too bad. Great looking weekend if you have any outdoor plans for Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, the last weekend in September, and Mother Nature being kind to us here in the Marquette region here. Dry, sunny overall. Temperatures not super warm, particularly on Sunday, where the cooler air is going to come in behind some waves here, and with a little help from Hurricane Helene, the remnants of Helene. The rain stays away, but it will be shifting the wind direction here to the northeast. That's why Sunday will be on the cool side. But again, we're not expecting anything in the way of precipitation. So futurecast here, you can see for the rest of tonight into Saturday, some of that fog forming, that lake-induced fog, particularly out over Lake Superior, and that trend into Saturday. You see some of that fog could hang along the lakeshore a little bit longer, but the majority of you will have some very nice weather, good amount of sunshine as that fog burns off. Now Saturday night, here comes the low clouds and the fog back in. This time the coverage looks a little more widespread here, particularly east of Marquette into Sault Ste. Marie, but that too burns off on Sunday. You notice everything seems to be moving toward the south. That's that cool north to northeasterly flow, and even with the sunshine, temperatures on Sunday, it's going to be hard pressed to get out of the 60s. So calm winds for tonight. That's a good setup again for that fog to form, along with that mostly clear skies that we are expecting here. And we'll keep Saturday with very light winds as well. By the afternoon, a light northeasterly flow, and that trend will continue into Saturday night. Then Sunday picks up a little bit here. You see the colors starting to pick up here, and that would maybe allow for a little bit of a chillier look for Sunday as far as the winds go. So Helene turning into pretty much a tropical storm, then low pressure. Kind of meanders here. Looks like it will be far enough toward the south, though, that it will not give us any rainfall. And in fact, we'll keep things on the cool side here. So clear skies for tonight. A little bit warmer there from Houghton toward Eagle Harbor, typical with these light winds and the warmer waters of Lake Superior. And that'll lead to some sunshine for tomorrow after some of this fog burns off. Temperatures mainly 70s. A few of you, though, might be able to hit that 80-degree mark. Here's the rest of the 7-day outlook. Again, the weekend looking good, keeping some sunshine here for Saturday and Sunday, along with some areas of dense fog in the morning. Monday looks nice. October comes in very October-like, though. Scattered showers on Tuesday. Temperatures staying in the low 60s as we head into Friday.
Thanks very much, Tom. Hockey players from Marquette are hitting the rink this weekend to help support a Marquette nonprofit. WZMQ reporter Samuel McKnight lets us hear from the players sticking it to cancer.
Hockey teams in Marquette are lacing up and facing off in the annual Stick It to Cancer hockey tournament to help raise money for a local healthcare nonprofit.
It is a great organization that puts it on, which is Cancer Care of Marquette County. And really what this is about is raising funds for them to help local people that have cancer.
According to the players and volunteers, this tournament has a big impact on Cancer Care of Marquette County, raising around $12,000 each year.
The entry fees raise money. There's money that's put into a pot for shots after the game for fun, but all that money goes back to them.
For many of the players and volunteers, the cause they're supporting is deeply personal.
We have a couple guys that have lost people to cancer, and this means a lot to them to be out here and skating.
Jennings says both of her parents have dealt with or are dealing with cancer, and supporting this cause means a lot to her.
Cancer in itself is so overwhelming for a patient who is going through all of it. And places like this that step in to help people relieve some of that burden on them, you know, so that they can focus on just getting well.
And it's not just the players and volunteers who care. Jennings says the support they receive from the community is overwhelming.
Cancer is something that kind of affects everybody in some sense. If it's not their grandparent, their parent, somebody they know, down the line, everybody gets touched by it in some form.
Samuel McKnight, WZMQ 19 News, Marquette.
The games continue throughout the weekend and are all free to watch. We'll have a link to the full schedule posted on our website. And this October, the Delta County Cancer Alliance is partnering with area businesses to support those battling breast cancer. The inaugural Pink Fest fundraiser will take place at the first 3 Thursdays of the month, with the first at Kathmandu's, the second at Rapid River Pub, and the third at Sheener's Reef. From 4 to 6 p.m., guests can enjoy specialty pink drinks, games, and vote in a bra decorating contest, with all proceeds going to the Cancer Alliance.
At this time, we have 900 active clients. We need to be able to continue to count on our community for continued financial support so that we can help our family, friends, and neighbors that are enduring cancer right now.
Bras are still available for the Pink Fest decorating contest, and you can visit WZMQ19.com for more information on how to enter. Still to come, Mike has your high school football highlights. See which teams came out on top after the break.
Looking out across the UP, you know it's a place worth fighting for, but it's a balance. Protect our economy and workers and safeguard our way of life. That's why I support the Clean Water Plan to hold polluters accountable and protect our water. It's why I fought for mining and logging jobs, and I'll always stand up to my party when they're wrong. Now I'm working to make housing more affordable and make the UP energy independent, because my job is looking out for you.
Oh, I have been a leader on fertilization. In fact, I have been called a giant pile of fertilizer.
Colbert's got John Dickerson tonight on CBS.
25 years of fun, and you're invited. It's the silver anniversary of the Downtown Marquette Farmers Market. Come celebrate with us every Saturday morning at the Marquette Commons. From 9 to 1, you'll find a wide variety of local foods, produce, art, and so much more. Plus, the Wednesday night Farmers Market on the 100 block of West Washington Street is back from 5 to 8. For more information, visit mqtfarmersmarket.com. The Farmers Market is presented by the Marquette TDA and sponsored by Flagstar Bank and WZMQ 19.
Room with a view. That's what you get with the powerful new Toyota Tundra.
The electrified iForce Max powertrain can deliver up to 437 horsepower.
And this was easy. Tundra can tow up to 12,000 pounds.
And it's got the best resale value in its class.
Now you can make room for a new 24 Tundra and get 3.99 APR financing for 72 months, $2,000 customer cash, or a low $449 a month lease.
Nobody knows trucks like Toyota. Let's go places.
She's fair.
Untrue, Your Honor.
What, you're going to have your turn.
She's inquisitive.
What in the world led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
And firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS.
Good Friday evening, everyone. The Forest Park Trojans are ranked second in this week's UP 8th player football poll. Brian Fabry's squad was home tonight against Lakeland and Hubble. Lakeland and Hubble tried an onside kick to start the game. That did not work well. Forest Park's first play from scrimmage is a handoff to senior Grayson Sundell, and yep, see you later. 54 yards for the touchdown. The extra point was good, and the Trojans had a 7-0 lead. 4th and 10 for the Lakes on their own 24. They go for it. Brady Expert's pass is intercepted by Nick Stevens after the intended receiver fell. Trojans in very good position on the Lakes 38. 2 plays later, quarterback Vic Giuliani finds his brother Kevin so wide open, it was kind of scary. 35 yards for the score. Dietrich Reisner another extra point, 14-0. Lakeland and Hubble punts. Dax Hookey scores from about 9 yards. Extra point good, 21-0 Forest Park. A safety made it 23-0. And then after the free kick, Vic Giuliani dashed 18 yards for the touchdown. That made it 30-0 Trojans. They go on to win easily and stay undefeated, 59-6. Meanwhile, on the 8-player scoreboard, it was number 1 Pickford easily over Rudyard, 43-0. Norway dashes past St. Ignace 60-22. It was North Central 50, Ironwood 8. North Dickinson blanks Rapid River 52-0. Munising in the Axe wins the Axe over Newberry 50-18. Good game next week, Norway and Munising. It was Gogebic taking care of Ontonagon 56-21. Brimley all over Engadine 80-0. And Cedarville Detour with a forfeit win over Fife Lake Forest area. To 11-player football, it was homecoming for Negaunee with Hancock as the visitor. See number 2 there, that's Baron Heslop. He makes a quick contribution. Hancock quarterback Ben Karen in the pass, off the receiver's hands, right into the hands of Baron Heslop. 16-yard return down to the Bulldogs' 15-yard line. Next play, Weston Yesney. Yes, a touchdown. Into the end zone he goes, 7-0 Miners after the extra point. Hancock's next possession, Ben Karanen tosses a wide receiver screen to Ned Larson. And Larson is off to the races along his sideline. This one is good for 59 yards inside the Negaunee 20, but the Bulldogs turn the ball over on downs. And then the Miners would strike back. On 4th and goal from the 6, Brock Bonovitz runs into the end zone, knocking down an official in the process, 21-0 Negaunee. Still in the first quarter, Miners had it again. Ty Jacobson gets permission from his dad, the offensive coordinator, to throw. That would be Kevin. That's a touchdown to Ian Engstrom, 40 yards, 27-0 Miners, and they cruise to the victory by the count of 48-20. Meanwhile, down in Delta County, the Gladstone Braves at home taking on the Westwood Patriots. Austin Pepin for the Braves has time to throw, and Casey Al Warden will be on the receiving end of this touchdown, about 52 yards, and the Braves are in business. But Westwood came out firing tonight on all cylinders pretty much. Tristan Miller fakes, takes the ball into the end zone from a couple yards. Then they turn the clock back big time in the extra point. Miller, the basketball shot to Cody Lorla, more or less. That was a little bit too easy. Next quarter, Pepin gets protection, throws it into a bit of a crowd. Preston Argall is there for the interception. He has some blocking and eventually will reach the Gladstone 5-yard line. That will set up a short TD run by Louis Salmi. The Patriots are in control, and they go on to take this one by the count of 42-15. On the 11-player scoreboard, it was Menominee all over Houghton 50-0. Kingsford, a road win at Calumet 14-0. Barker Harris blanks Manistee 40-0. Iron Mountain easily over Lant 63-8. Marquette had 28 points in the first quarter and beat the Sioux 49-0. It was Cadillac over Gaylord. That was 22-14. And the good news for Alpena, they scored. The bad news is they lost to Petoskey 71-6. GLIAC volleyball, NMU at home against Davenport. Picked this up in the first set. Julia Boma with a service ace. That gave Northern an 18-5 lead. Boma had 6 aces, a career high. Then for the Wildcats, Kaylee Barledge, Allie Barrow to Jacqueline Smith, one of her 19 kills, and that put the Wildcats ahead 19-6. NMU kept rolling in set number 1. Barrow will set Mackenzie Gruber, and that one's not coming back, 22-3 green and gold. Next, it would be Allie Barrow doing the work herself and flips it over the middle blocker who didn't know that was coming. NMU won the first set 25-10 and the second 25-6, settled for a 3-1 victory over the Davenport Panthers. To the board, Ferris State downs Michigan Tech 3-0. It was Grand Valley State over Lake Superior State 3-0. High school volleyball, Dollar Bay edges Baraga 3-2, 15-11 in the fifth. Kira Isaacson had 21 kills for the Blue Bolts. It was Superior Central 3, Big Bay to knock nothing. And in boys high school soccer, Kingsford drops Houghton 5-2. NMU men's soccer at home against Purdue Northwest. And in the 26th minute, rather innocent-looking throw-in for the Pride, Flavio Nardecchia gets the ball to Rami Hassan Zantout. His low drive is good enough to get in the net. Purdue Northwest had a 1-0 advantage after 45 minutes. To half number 2. In the 62nd minute, Captain Tommaso Lamy with space. He's able to line up a right-footed shot with a little stutter step and rolls that one in, and that tied the game at 1. A minute and a half later, the Wildcats on the attack again. Finn Vandenberg to Jan Hoffman. Low cross to William Uchena. Ball caroms into the net. That's all they need. 2-1. Wildcats win this one. They will host 21st ranked Wisconsin Parkside Sunday at 2 o'clock. GLIAC women's soccer, 6 players score for Northern, blanking Roosevelt 6-0. And Michigan Tech drops a 2-1 decision to Purdue Northwest. Major League Baseball, what everybody's been waiting for tonight. Tigers, White Sox. That in the bottom of the fifth is a Matt Vierling sacrifice fly. Good enough to get Parker Meadows home, and the Tigers would have a 2-0 lead. Now Chicago did put 1 run on the board, no big deal. Bottom of the 7th, Riley Green to center field. That one bounces off the wall. Andy Ibanez scores, and the Tigers lead 3-1. More than enough for the Tigers. Jason Foley will get the last out on a fly ball to right center field. A little bit of miscommunication between the outfielders, but what's a little extra drama when you haven't been in the playoffs for the past 10 years? Tigers win it 4-1, first time since 2014. Oh, by the way, the White Sox have lost more games than anybody else in the season, 121. Baltimore beat Minnesota anyway 7-2. Atlanta dropped Kansas City 3-0, so the Tigers might be able to keep going. That was their 6th straight win tonight. And in NHL preseason hockey, the Red Wings are 2-0 winners over the Chicago Blackhawks. Don't forget, Minnesota Green Bay Sunday right here on WZMQ 19. We'll be right back.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
It's hard to believe, but it's true. Even the liberal media was shocked Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners and illegal aliens.
Every transgender inmate would have access.
Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Oh, I have been a leader on fertilization. In fact, I have been called a giant pile of fertilizer.
Colbert's got John Dickerson tonight on CBS.
Club Create, the Art of Possibilities, is a collaboration formed by Michigan Arts Access and the Houghton Possibilities Program, powered by Goodwill Industries of Northern Wisconsin and Upper Michigan. Club Create opens its doors to any person in our community who has a developmental disability. The goal of Goodwill's Possibilities Program is to help participants develop functional life skills, giving our participants the opportunity to socialize and live deeper, fuller lives. Please continue to shop and donate to your local Goodwill.
That westerly wind. For over 30 years, I was in your living room, bringing you tomorrow's weather through tough storms and sunny days. I'm running for state representative to fight for the UP and put Peninsula over politics. Our current forecast is gloomy, rising inflation and energy costs. People are struggling. My plan will lower the cost of energy, gas, and groceries and bring balance to Lansing. My forecast is for brighter days ahead.
The greatest sportsmen and women, icons of our time and beyond. Timeless quality, superbly crafted stories showcasing the greatest sports heroes and their incredible winning moments. The Immortals, the greatest athletes of all time.
Expect mostly clear skies for tonight. Watch for some areas of fog, though, as we head into the day on Saturday morning here. Other than that, we're expecting a decent amount of sunshine. We start out cool there, lower 50s for the Marquette region. Sunshine on the light northerly flow will put our temperatures into the lower 70s by later on in the afternoon. Nice low humidity, great looking weather all the way around. And then, of course, a few clouds come in, maybe some of the high clouds from the remnants of Helene off toward the south, but no rain in our forecast here as we check out the 7-day. In fact, now as we head on towards Sunday, temperatures will be cooler, looking at mid to upper 60s here on Sunday with a decent amount of sunshine. Next week, looks like we'll close out September okay. Tuesday, though, we do look for some showers, and that chillier October weather will continue right on through Friday. Kevin?
Thanks, Tom. Hollywood star Johnny Depp in Jack Sparrow of the Pirates of the Caribbean garb surprised children at a Spanish hospital in San Sebastian on Thursday when he attended an annual film festival. The flamboyant pirate got smiles from the children joking about his lack of teeth and pretending to break wind to the delight of his young audience at a university hospital in northern Spain. Depp was promoting his film Modi, 3 days on the Wing of Madness at a Basque Film Festival. It's the Edward Scissorhands actor's second film as director, the first being The Brave in 1997, when he both directed and acted. What do you think, Mike? Good movie or no? Pirates of the Caribbean. I like it too. All right, everyone. That's all we have for you tonight. We'll see you on Monday.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture. Our home is a spectacular place with community events like these supported by TV19, the UP State Fair, Downtown Farmers Market, the Blueberry Festival, plus the UP 200, Wednesday Night Market, the Celebrity Art Auction,